about my lessons from experience on Crohn's disease. So I was recently diagnosed in February of this year with Crohn's disease after multiple procedures and one big surgery that occurred last December. I am finally diagnosed. And how it came to be is about 3 years ago, I was experiencing a lot of stomach problems. I was throwing up. I was very weak. I couldn't keep anything down, and I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I didn't want to go to the doctor because I thought it was a virus or something that would pass eventually. And another reason I didn't want to go to the doctor was because I didn't have insurance, and I didn't want to get stuck with a bill. But eventually it got to the point where I had to go and see a doctor, and after a general practitioner didn't know what was wrong with me, he referred me to a gastroenterologist. And after seeing the gastroenterologist's bill, I stopped going for a while. And I felt I didn't need to after a while because I got pregnant and all my symptoms went away. But even after my symptoms went away, I felt that it would be okay and I wouldn't have to worry about anything, and whatever it could be, I would handle it. After I had my daughter in August of 2012, the symptoms, everything that I experienced prior to the pregnancy came flooding back with a vengeance, and I had no choice but to see a gastroenterologist. After finding one that I was comfortable with, he ran a few tests, and he told me that I would have to have an EGD, which is a medical term for an endoscopy. Excuse me. And after going under and the doctor putting a scope down my throat to see what was going on, he noticed that my intestines were ulcerated. So he scheduled a number of EGDs with dilations that would hopefully open up the area for me to digest my food, but I still wasn't able to. Finally in December, or actually August or September of 2013, he suggested I have surgery. So in prepping for the surgery, I had to be on a strict diet, and I just had to make sure I didn't stress out. December finally came around and I had the surgery. They removed a small piece of my intestines and a portion of my stomach, and I was in the hospital for a week. Right before, the day before Christmas, I was released from the hospital and I started my recovery at home. During the recovery, it took much longer than expected. I was still experiencing problems prior to the surgery, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I would have to go back and have another surgery that would require the rest of my stomach to be taken out. But thankfully, the doctor, he said that could happen, but he wanted to try a different approach. He wanted to put me on something he called heavy artillery medication, and which would suppress my immune system, but would afford me the chance to be able to eat and to digest my food. So with that being said, I started my Remicade treatment in June of this year, and I've felt pretty good since then. Thank you. Are there any questions? All right, thank you.